Gotta turn the volume down just so you don't get caught, but you don't want to not be able to hear it.
Yeah. That makes me think like masturbation in the silent movie era must have been fucking terrible.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Beyond the Controller podcast. I'm Gladys, and joining me once again is Cryptic Panther,
Hey, everybody.
Uberyoutuber,
What's going on, ladies and gents?
and Fatti.
Hey, how's it going?
And we are back here today with a little bit of gaming news, but a lot of gaming discussion. Also, our weekly game, we changed it up this week, so later in the podcast we'll talk about that. First thing, we're going to launch right into gaming news for you guys, and really just one thing to talk about. Panther, tell us what it is.
So there's an article from PC Gamer this past week that says Take-Two CEO says Red Dead Redemption 2 selling as well as GTA 5 isn't a realistic expectation. Now, if you were talking about like the PS3 launch versus now, well, no, I'd say you're wrong. If you're talking about the PS4 launch and now with Red Dead, I'd say maybe. But if you're talking real world numbers in GTA 5 and versus Red Dead 2, not a fucking chance. In this article, they say Red Dead Redemption 2 may, cause a feverish excitement. Everyone's hyped. It's one of the most anticipated games of the year. But with Grand Theft Auto 5 sales reaching almost 100 million copies, it's made more money than any movie or book or game in history. The only games to ever outsell it are Tetris and Minecraft. So for them to put out Red Dead Redemption 2 only on console, because as far as I know, and all the other talk is around, it's not coming to PC. If it is, it's going to be definitely really late coming to PC, considering there's already been 2 delays on the game coming to console. I can't see it being pushed to PC anytime soon. So unless this game is just totally something that we've never experienced before, and their online is comparable to what you can do in GTA 5, which we know it's not, because I mean it's cowboys and Indians type deal, right? It's not race cars and mansions. So it's definitely limited just because of the era of the game. But I mean, like, the sales numbers for this game are going to be fucking amazing. I mean, they're definitely not going to lose money on this, but there's no possible way that this game will even come close to matching what GTA 5 has done. GTA 5 is a fucking enigma in itself. There's no doubt about it.
That's true, but I mean, I just don't like, at face value, the kind of defeatist attitude, that they're not gonna succeed as well with this game. Like, I don't know. I don't take this article and this guy, the CEO, saying, that it's not a realistic expectation. Like, you should always strive for success, and for, obviously having one of the obviously best-selling games of all time, you know what it takes to create that. So why would you not, push everything that you possibly could to try to, strike gold twice?
Right.
And with Red Dead Redemption being one of the most beloved games of all time, I mean, if there was a game to do it or even get close, this would be the one.
I kind of agree with you, and I agree with him as well. It's like they're not saying that the game is going to be a fucking flop. I mean, they're just, the realistic expectations that this game was going to sell well as GTA 5. But they're not, I mean, it's a completely different game. I mean, if it was the next GTA, well then yeah, it's apples to apples. But when you're talking apples to oranges, right? Considering, yes, Red Dead is beloved, and I mean, there's so many people, and I mean, myself included, wish they'd remastered it and put it back out on PS4.
Yep.
But it's there's limitations, and there's always a lot of talk about the game itself. The development struggles they had with original Red Dead is why it never was ported to PC, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, but I don't honestly see how this game could measure up because of the limitations, like I said, of the air time. How many fucking horses are you going to put in your stable, right? You know, I mean, you're gonna have how many different colors of horses can you buy with your GTA dollars or your take $5 or whatever they're called or take two or
Can I strap machine guns to my horse?
yeah, can I put a big spoiler on them
Well, now
and,
here's the thing,
and
though,
gold
is
horseshoes like
we're operating under the assumption that it's only going to be incredibly successful if it's modern, and I don't agree with that.
well no
Because right there you're saying that it can't be because of the setting. Like that immediately eliminates that level of success, and I don't necessarily agree with that.
well I'm not like I should be saying it the level of success it's seen I guess because of their online. I mean the game
Right.
itself no I mean like it's like the single player story. I mean if we learned anything from what Take Two can do, it's going to be an awesome fucking thrill ride, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like the numbers, the sheer numbers and the sheer money that GTA 5 has made, like $6 billion. I mean, there's no way Red Dead's going to make that kind of money.
The thing is the only reason that GTA has made so much money and is still so successful as to this day is because of its online capability,
Right.
and that's because there's so much to do in that online mode. I mean, you can race, you could mess around in free mode, you can do the hundreds of different style of missions they've set up for you to do. You can even, if you want, you can go to a club now. They're releasing that. There's so much to do in this virtual world, but I do think it has something to do with it being set in modern times. With Red Dead being more of a older Western setting, I remember Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I played a lot of it, but comparing it to GTA, even GTA 4, there was more to do in it.
Yeah.
And I think that plays that's going to play a big part in it.
And that's pretty much, it goes without saying, but I don't know that the setting necessarily contributed as much as I feel like you guys are putting emphasis on. For me, it was more of Red Dead Redemption was, breaking new ground in a ton of ways. GTA has been done in many different iterations now, and they've got a pattern for success. They have stellar single player, and they're branching out, further as each numbered unit comes out for the games. But they put an extreme emphasis on Grand Theft Auto Online.
Oh, for sure.
For this particular release. Now, when Red Dead Redemption came out, I don't think it's a problem of setting. I think it's a problem of not putting that same effort into it, because you can do a ton of things in the Old West, and there's going to be people out there, and I'm one of them, where I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption Online better than I do GTA 5 Online, because for me, it's almost too hectic. It's too chaotic. Like, if I try to do anything, I've got somebody in a flying motorcycle in the air above me shooting me with a rocket launcher. Like, fuck that shit. I can't enjoy myself playing GTA Online. I cannot do it.
No,
and that's because it's so chaotic and it's built around chaos. That's what people go there to do, really. And then they gang up in groups and parties, and now they have, to where they have the gangs and they have corporations and all these things. But, as somebody that enjoys the Old West setting, and it was more of a relaxed giant world that I could go through, and I didn't necessarily have to interact with other people. It didn't feel like so much of a chaotic modern MMO almost. Like I preferred, if you put them side by side, I would take Red Dead Redemption Online. Now, that's not to say that it was filled with more content, but I feel like that particular theme for me was a better multiplayer experience. I don't really care for GTA Online, and there's going to be hundreds of thousands of other people that have to feel more along my lines as well. So I don't want to count it out. And especially the last thing I'll get on, because I know I'm really ranting now because you guys haven't said anything for a couple minutes. But the last thing I want to say to close my argument here is that I think after the success of GTA 5 and online for them, which has obviously been their big money maker, after the success of that, when they see, if they invest the time, the effort, and the money and the creativity into the online mode, it is sustainable as a business model. People will continue to flock to it if they release new content, if they allow people to create content even. They know exactly what they need to do to be successful in a multiplayer experience. And if they convert that over to Red Dead Redemption Online and it's just as fleshed out and gives you as many options, I don't see any reason why it can't be an extremely big hit as well.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree with you there. I just don't think it's gonna measure up to GTA 5. The fact that it's not on PC alone.
Well, that's not a fact yet.
Is
Let
it
me
not a
stop
fact?
you.
Okay,
It's
that's
not.
And I mean,
Okay.
GTA didn't come out on PC right away either. It was a couple
True.
months.
But I feel like
the,
that's
the
really
very
what's-
bottom. The very
That's
bottom.
what's
of this
given the
article.
game its legs. Like, you know, it
Yeah.
seems like it kept going. GTA 5 just never died down. It just kept
Yeah.
going. And I think the PC release and the mods and all the stuff you can do is really what set this game, this particular GTA apart.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe that's just an era thing. Like when Red Dead Redemption, the first one, came out, maybe that just wasn't in their long-term plan, you know. So maybe, I mean, I agree with you there, Baker. I think they have the roadmap, they have the blueprint of what works, and they can definitely follow that from the GTA 5 model. But I just don't know. I don't see it. I mean, 100 million copies is insane for anything.
It is, but it's also been years though, and now we're
True.
talking longevity.
True.
Okay, it's not a strict. You know, if they don't hit 10 million in the first 24 hours, it's never going to get to 100 million. We're
true.
also comparing, you know, a very long term time and
Very true.
continued support.
And they do have the blueprint. I mean, if anybody
Yeah.
can do it, I mean, they've done it, so they can do it.
That's
and
that's
like
what
I
I'm
said, I never said they couldn't have an amazing single player and an amazing online experience that could, you know, even remotely mirror what GTA 5 has done. But to look at the success of what GTA 5 is, and to think that you could come out and with any game other than another GTA and do the same identical thing is a little, you know, is a little crazy. I mean, yeah, Red Dead to me is gonna sell fucking amazingly, and it's only on consoles, only on PS4 and Xbox One. That's it, as of right now. I mean, there's rumors and there's speculation, and I'm thinking they made $6 billion off fucking GTA 5. Why is this not coming to PC? Why'd they hire 2 new fucking teams to completely build a PC version? Because that'd be the version I'd be buying. But
And the very bottom of this article, the last sentence in the article says a LinkedIn profile recently listed the PC version, and then it was taken down afterwards. Now that's not official word from Rockstar or Take-Two, but for me, I take it as, you know, unofficial confirmation that there is a PC version in the works. It may not release simultaneously, kind of like GTA Online was, you know, pretty delayed with some of its big features and everything.
And I mean, PC version of GTA wasn't released till like what, almost a year, 2 years later, some shit.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, that,
and
like,
Rockstar's not the only developer that delays their PC port. I mean, most AAA games now you're seeing that they're delaying PC so they can see how it goes and kind of make it better before they put it onto the PC format.
And like I said, that LinkedIn profile is so easy just to change a fucking LinkedIn profile. The guy could have mistyped something. Like, I mean, that's neither here nor there for me. That's a pretty weak argument for a potential Red Dead on PC. But it doesn't make any sense for them not to. It's a whole huge market that they're just saying, you know, whatever. You know, okay,
I mean, and especially these days, there's very little in the way of major AAA titles that are exclusive to consoles.
That's
you
not.
know, if it's going to be on Xbox and PS4, then in almost all probability it's going to be on PC as well, and that goes for just about anything.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, like unless it's like a first party studio, I mean, you're why is it not on PC, right? That's kind of the deal for a lot of people. So, and now that the consoles are basically PCs, their developing form shouldn't be that big of a stretch. Back in the PS3 days, well, that cell processor was a bitch. So a lot of companies they didn't have a choice. They were basically doing PS3 complete builds from the ground up. So to do another build for PC was at a reach for some companies. So
what if?
I'm hoping that this is a massive success, but like I said, there's without a PC market, there's no way that they're gonna touch. I mean, the original Red Dead sold 15 million copies, and it was only on PS3 and Xbox. So, I mean, definitely. I mean, there's going to be big numbers. I mean, there's what 60 some million PS4s alone now, and
Yeah,
I guarantee you there's going to be a large number of those are going to be playing Red Dead on launch day,
for sure.
and within the launch.
What
week
if
alone.
there's a game mode called Red Dead Redemption Battle Royale?
No, no, no.
What if?
no.
Would that take the game to newer heights?
I won't buy it. I will not buy it. It'll be off my list.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Ooh,
No.
that's
Wow.
interesting.
I don't think so.
That might transition us into our next topic here.
Well, but before we do that, let me give a full monologue here, a short one. Allow me. So 10 years ago, we would have said it'd be relatively impossible, with some certainty that a game was going to sell 100 million copies. We'd say no way. Just it's not in the ballpark. There aren't that many gamers, right?
Right.
5 years ago, we would have said, I really don't think so, but GTA is getting a ton of hype, obviously. I think that now, today, we can definitively say that there will be another game to sell 100 million copies. We just don't know what it is or when it's coming.
That's true.
Yeah,
I agree.
that's true.
That's definitely
Okay.
potential for sure.
So with that in mind, we got to think that it's going to be a big AAA title by a big developer that's got experience and massive sales and a big team and the money to put into a game like that. And the list gets narrower and narrower as we add that criteria. Rockstar and Take-Two have done it. And like I said, they've got the blueprint. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be them. And I think this could do it. If we come back to this in 5-6 years or so, and this gets a PC release, we could do it.
Yeah, no, that's true. There's only a handful of companies that even have the resources to do such a thing.
Yep.
And then you narrow it down even further when you look at the people who are making these games at those companies. Like that counts EA out for me.
Yeah.
Because the people that work there don't know what gamers actually want.
Exactly.
They have the resources, but I don't think they have the people or the people in charge who would, be behind that. So yeah, the list is really small. Yeah. 10 years ago, now thinking about that, back at that, if you put a gun to my head 10 years ago and asked me like what game has the best chance of selling 100 million copies, or what franchise, I probably would have gone with Call of Duty, like the Call of Duty franchise back then.
I think that would have been a safe bet.
Huge back then, and
yeah. I mean, there's no telling what's around the corner, and that is one thing that he said that I don't disagree with. He said the headline, of course, was he doesn't think it's a realistic expectation, but the full quote is, "I don't think that's a realistic expectation. Our hope and also belief is that Red Dead Redemption 2 will be an extraordinary creative product and that it will do incredibly well. Beyond that, I can't say. I don't think anyone can say. We have to release it and see what consumers think." So
why would you even say that though, right? That's kind of a weird thing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like the defeatist attitude out of the game.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't even call it defeatist. I mean, if he was asked the question and he's giving an honest answer, I preferred him to say, with that expectations, it's hard to grasp to say this is going to make us more money or sell as well as, GTA 5, which, no one could have guessed when GTA 5 launched that it was going to do what it did. Nobody. Right. Like you said, someone had 10 years ago 100 million copies. Well, how about was someone that told you 5 years ago that PlayStation was going to sell 64 million consoles?
Yeah.
Like the numbers nowadays are just fucking phenomenal. So he's
being honest and he's being realistic.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that. But as the CEO, I don't know if you want that. Like it kind of taking it into the sports world. Years ago, I think it was at the last World Cup, Jurgen Klinsmann, he was the coach for the U.S. soccer team, and he said that the U.S. had no chance of winning the World Cup. He was being realistic, but people didn't like him saying that. You know what I mean? People want to hear, hey, we have a chance. We're going to do our best. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird thing to say. I agree with you there.
I get the point on both sides. I get your perspective and what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, like I said, for them to come out of the gate and puff their chest up and say, yeah, we're Rockstar Take-Two, we're just going to fucking thump the piss at everybody. No, and everyone be like, well, fuck you, then we're not going to deal with you. So it's kind of the damn if you do, damn if you don't type of deal, right? if they
It
come
is.
out saying that they got the, they're going to be the best ever, no one can touch them, people get pretty pissed off at that. And then it's the other way. It's a defeatist attitude. Well, they can't. They got to answer questions, right? So
Right.
they kind of have
That's
to
true.
answer them without coming off an asshole one way or an asshole the other way. So I think they answered the question as best as possible. But yeah, I mean,
But
like
now
I said,
people are gonna look at it. They only sold 50 million copies. What a flop!
Eh,
Sure was.
I don't know if it'll go that far. All right. Well, that's about it. I mean, we really run into depth into that more than I thought we would.
yeah,
But
me too. The hell?
yeah, no, like I really do. I want to see, in a few years where we're at with this, and I don't want to say that I firmly, concretely believe that it will. However, I absolutely don't have it in me to say that it will not ever sell 100 million copies.
Right.
All
With
right.
that being said, all this talk we've had now just kind of made me realize, you know what? There is going to be an online mode. Like, I'm so hyped for the offline, for the story,
Yeah.
that anything they give me online, if I'm going to have a good time with it, it's going to be like a bonus.
Oh,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? So it just gets me even more hyped.
I just want to put diamond studded hooves on my horseshoes on my horse and a big spoiler, so that fucking thing can corner,
Cold
baby.
air intake.
Yeah,
The cold air intake, bigger nostrils.
yeah.
Put some nos on my donkey.
I want suicide doors on my horse, personally. That's the only way I roll.
Is that no stirrups? I mean, how does that work?
Spinners. Spinner horseshoes.
Oh shit.
No, the spinning spurs, man. You got spinners already.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
he's gonna have really big ones.
All right, so let's transition then. So Fatti said that he wouldn't wouldn't buy it if it had a battle royale redemption mode.
Yeah, no.
That does ineloquently bring us to our next discussion point. This is the big one. So the battle royale discussion. Obviously, it's been around for a little while now. It's the newest big thing, and it's what a lot of big companies are emulating or trying to figure out. Can we fit this into our game? How can we do it? PUBG and Fortnite, being the two biggest examples right now. Now, PUBG made it popular, but the question is, whether it's being left behind by the large amount of battle royale games that are now being created with the constant release of new battle royale games. They're all aiming for their own niche, and plenty of upcoming AAA titles have added battle royale functions. The question that we're going to discuss here now is battle royale a good step forward for gaming? Now, with it being the next big trend, is that a good thing? Do we agree that, it's worth the time? Should it fuck off? I mean, there's a lot of games that I feel like this does not belong to. It shouldn't get anywhere near it. And I agree with Fatti that I don't want to see, the last spur standing. I don't want to see that mode. Who can? I don't know how it would even be created. I don't know how they would transition that into Red Dead, but I don't think it should have anything to do with that for sure.
Yeah,
in Battlefield, that gives me a real sour taste in my mouth. I don't like that either.
I don't
Yes.
want to. I don't want to see cowboys jumping off a horse in the sky and parachuting into a desert to shoot off 6 shooters at each other. It doesn't work for that game, and I think, unfortunately, that's the way we're going. Is with battle royales now, with the height they've reached, it seems like that's everyone's go-to. Like you said, PUBG got it popular, but they're getting left behind because they just can't handle it. They were a small developer that created something they couldn't possibly control. Now it's big with Fortnite. We've got a million different copies out there. Some are fun, some are not. But we now have AAA titles coming out with battle royale modes. Call of Duty, Battlefield, and it just seems like they're kind of getting lazy in their ideas. They're just throwing this in because it seems to be popular and it's a quick way to grab some cash. That's my feeling on it anyway.
I agree.
Yep.
That was in unison.
Wow.
End of discussion.
Discussion over. Let's
Yeah,
move
that was
on.
quick. All right.
Yeah.
Panther, you go first.
I'll admit, like, I mean, I was kind of skeptical on the whole PUBG deal when it started. I'm like, the whole early access. It's like, okay, I thought it was originally. I thought PUBG was more like the H1Z1 where you spawned in, you grabbed some gear, you ran around. There was some zombies, and you could fucking run around for days and not see anybody, or a guy just gonna camp in the corners you run by, like. And then I realized what the game was. As more of my friends were playing, and I kind of looked into it. I'm like, okay, it looks like it's kind of challenging how you're forced to play. So I was like, fuck it, I bought it. And I haven't really played a lot of it compared to the way some other people play it, like non fucking stop. But I mean, I did like it. It was fun. It like getting the last. I never did get a chicken dinner. I'm still hungry, and but I mean, like getting down to that that final circle and getting when you're in the top 10, all of a sudden you're top the top 5 group, and you're things are just getting down. It's like your fucking adrenaline's flowing, the heart's racing. It's awesome as shit. But then after you get stomped into the ground round after round after round, and you run around for 10 minutes and get like a fucking gas can in the frying pan and get shot by a guy with a fucking sniper rifle halfway across the map because you can't find a weapon, it gets frustrating. And that game mode to me is good, but I mean unless you're playing with friends, excuse me, I found trying to do it at all by myself was just painful. And so I thought, well, give it a try. The Fortnite deal, I'll admit I tried it. I even was on a live stream with Uber one night. We were playing a little bit, and
That's right.
I mean, like it's, I don't
Give
know.
it
I
a
mean,
fair shot.
I tried it. I just like I said, I never really get into it with anybody in the group other than that one time. Anytime I tried to play it solo, I always found people building shit. I'm like, I don't know how to build shit. It was always like, this is frustrating, and it was like no fun. And then I didn't like the gameplay itself. I didn't find it that great for me. But people seem to be just eked it up. I mean, everybody and their dog pretty much plays fucking Fortnite, but about 30 other than the 3 of us, because Uber plays it. But I mean, the battle royale games to me, yeah, I mean, I agree with Fatti, like it's lazy. Oh, well, here's our new game, and we're also giving you a battle royale mode. I mean, I'm not saying that Call of Duty's not going to make something really cool with the idea that Battlefield 5's battle royale is not going to be something pretty cool and interesting. But yeah, Red Dead doesn't really lend to it, because how are they going to get into the map? Like, you drop ins.
The only idea I have is that it's random. Like, you don't choose. Like, if they have you wake up in the desert, like you've been drugged or dragged out there or something, and you wake up and you don't have any supplies,
right?
But you're all on the map.
There's certainly a way to do it. Like, they could do it if they wanted to. But I don't think Rockstar is stupid enough to do that. I think they're too good for that. Because I feel like the Call of Duty and the battle, I feel like they're gonna be late to the party, man. Like, everybody's hopping on this bandwagon, and PUBG made it popular, really. H1Z1's been around for a while. PUBG made it popular. Fortnite took it to a whole nother mainstream level, and now everybody else is jumping on. And I'd be willing to bet that the product is not going to be very good from neither of these, Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Right.
I don't think the product is going to be very good, and people are going to play it on launch day, and then they're just going to go back to playing Battlefield and Call of Duty how they used to play it.
Battlefield is not launching with it, so.
Oh, it's not launching with it?
Not launching with it. It's going to be added later. But I mean, with Battlefield, considering the game itself, there's so many more different things they can do with it. They can do like a last tank standing, for fuck's sakes. Like there's lots they can do. And I'm not that I'm a big fan of Battle Royale, but I mean, I'm kind of interested to see what can be done with it. And in Red Dead Online, it'd be nice to have like a team-based thing to try. But yeah, as a full-on like 100 players, the whole thinking circle, the whole finding weapons and shit, that's been done. Everybody's doing it. There's still big companies, well, not big companies, but a lot of companies still developing battle royale games that aren't even launched yet.
Yeah.
Like there's one company, they're like pushing the limit. They're like going for like 1,000 players, like full on environments that are like you run through bushes, the bushes break, you can see that footprints in the snow and shit. Like these guys are pushing like big levels in a battle royale style game, and they're not even launched yet. And now everybody and their dog is just jumping on this bandwagon. It's like, man, like when's enough enough? Like this is
Yeah.
there's going to be one of these times. It's going to be everyone's just going to jump off the battle royale bandwagon. It's just going to be a fucking ghost town.
And that's what I think it is. It's a it's just a thing that's current right now. And I thought about this actually because I knew we were going to be talking about this topic, and it's kind of a hot topic right now. And I thought to myself, do I like, because I've probably logged 250, 300 hours on Fortnite now.
I
It's
wouldn't
the
admit
most
to that.
it's probably the most hours I've logged on any game in the last 10 years. And I was thinking to myself, do I like the battle royale genre, or do I just like Fortnite? And I think I just like Fortnite. So I'm not that interested in the Call of Duties and Battlefield battle royale modes, or even PUBG. I picked up PUBG on Xbox One. This is before I had a PC to play with, and it was just atrocious. I mean, the game is terrible, and I know I didn't give it its
the port
due.
to Xbox is just complete trash.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's a mess.
And I didn't give it its due. I should have played it on PC to really reserve that judgment, but I played it on Xbox. It was terrible. I never picked it up again. I played it for like 20 minutes, and that was it. Fortnite's grabbed me because I've watched people, creators and other people play Fortnite. It's such a higher level than I could ever play Fortnite, and I kind of admire that. I like games like that where I can actually watch people play that are just incredible at a certain game, whatever it may be. And that's one of the games that I actually can sit down and watch other people play, which is something in its own right. I've never really been into that. Like, I can't watch people play Madden. To me, a really good Madden player looks marginally better than an average Madden player. I just don't see the skill gap really. So, and on Fortnite, I do see that, and I do appreciate that. There's a whole new. I mean, say what you will about Fortnite and the cartoony graphics and everything, but there is a nuance to the game, and it does take skill. And people. I mean, there's some people that are pretty incredible at it, and I do enjoy that. And I try to play it at a high level, and sometimes I do better than other times. But when I do something really cool, I feel it feels gratifying. It feels good. So I don't know if I'm a big fan of battle royale style game modes, or if I'm just a big fan of Fortnite. Now everybody's seeing how much money Fortnite is making, Epic Games is making, so of course they're all going to jump on the bandwagon. But I don't know if it's going to stick. I really don't see people gravitating to these other games like they did.
I don't
to
think
Fortnite.
so. I think that the Call of Duty and Battlefield versions of this is going to bomb, and whatever they have in development, other games as well. I mean, the only one that I feel has a chance of making a splash is going to be that one that Panther is talking about, and I don't know the title of it actually, but where it's 100 players and it's this huge world and all that stuff. That's going to really pull some hardcore players, because PUBG is more hardcore. I think than H1Z1. That's a little more cartoony, but I mean, Fortnite is obviously the 12-year-old version of PUBG, and I think that if they can make that big world and have it be more hardcore, and if it's actually like optimized and works unlike PUBG, then they've got a shot at making a splash. But yeah, I think most of this has faded, honestly, because Fortnite has grabbed people like you, Uber, who aren't necessarily like Battle Royale fans, but they just love Fortnite, And
Right.
I don't think any of those people are going to leave for a different game. Because if it gets more cartoony, I think it's going to lose appeal. And if it gets more serious, it's going to lose appeal.
I agree.
Fortnite is in a very, very, very rare window.
That I agree with you 100% on that, because I don't think Fortnite players are necessarily PUBG players. I think that crowd is pretty small. And I also agree with you on the point that I think it's going to take somebody taking the Battle Royale genre serious and developing around that for it to be successful. I don't think you can just drop it into a Call of Duty game and say, okay, 100 players, all drop into a map and do your thing, and it's just going to sell itself. Like I don't think that's right. You're going to have to reinvent it.
I think Call of Duty's version of this is going to be a joke in itself, anyways, because there's only like a player cap of 20. I mean, fuck Call of Duty for a bunch of reasons. But to try to emulate a battle royale style in this is fucking laughable, because the maps are about the size of my fucking closet, and there's only there's 24 players. Like, Call of Duty has never been known for the player counts or the size of the maps, and both of those things are crucial.
You're so right. It's gonna be Nuketown. Nuketown.
Yeah.
8 people. Last man standing.
The match is going to last all of like 45 seconds. That's it.
As soon as somebody drops a nuke.
No, they're the tactical nuke, but they're actually they're developing maps for battle royale style Call of Duty games. They're
of course they are, but I'm just saying it's not going to scale.
I don't know. I mean, like the Call of Duty players, do they really want a battle royale? I know on the subreddits for Battlefield is a big mix. Like there's people like, yeah, I hope we get a battle royale mode, and people are like, oh, fuck off, you know? It's like shit. Like it's there's no in between. Like I'm kind of in between. I mean, I like some of the Battlefield game modes we had, like with the tank battles and shit. So if they add something like that in a battle royale style, depending on like the player count, map size, and what they're doing with it, it's kind of interesting. But I mean, like the last man standing match to me is interesting. It doesn't have to be the full on spawn in with nothing, run around fucking 50 billions trying to find a gun to shoot somebody, and then get beat to death because you can't find a gun. You know?
Yeah, I think what I would really prefer to see is Battlefield has kind of taken this step, but in their game modes, there's going to be one of them, and I don't remember what it is, but it's basically like Grand Operations.
Right.
But like the final stage of it is going to be like limited supplies, no respawns. Like this is the last man standing type of deal.
Right.
And I like that idea. Now, what I would like to see is if it was more, if they're, you know, quote unquote battle royale, if their last man standing version, if that was more organic to the process and not a separate game mode. I think that would be great. So if for instance, like if it happened really organically and naturally, it would have to be something like, you know, if say all of us were in a squad and we were on, you know, objective Bravo or whatever, and the spawn tickets, you know, in Conquest, if those run out and we can't get any more reinforcements, then based on where all of our players are on the losing team, like if map sections start getting cut off because there's no players there. So everybody starts getting funneled towards us, and we're, you know, the last squad or whatever, and we're fighting until we die. You know, the match just doesn't end because we ran out of tickets. It ends when we all die. And how they funnel people is, you know, say the enemy has killed everyone in that section, so that map goes gray. You know, that section of it. So all of the enemy team would start converging on Bravo, where we were, you know, holed up or whatever, and it would be a last squad standing thing.
Well, I mean,
I think that would be really cool.
We don't know what they're doing. They haven't released any details, so they're just. Well,
we know it's going to be a separate game mode, though.
Right?
That's for me, you know, how that could be a way of them doing something similar, so they can tap into like that kind of mentality, like last squad standing or whatever. You know, like I could get behind that. I think in a game, if that were to happen, it would be super fucking intense for us. Like as the final squad, and we, you know, be running out of ammo. There'd be a massive convergence of the enemy, so it'd be, you know, a glorious send off on the way out. I think it'd be really cool looking, you know, for something like that to happen. But yeah, I don't want to see, you know, our whole team parachute, or not team, you know, whatever. But I don't want to see, you know, 36 of us, or, you know, 64 players even parachute in. I don't want that in Battlefield, and I think the Call of Duty crowd wants that even less. Because Call of Duty has always been, you know, the Twitch reactions and the no scoping, and, you know, the maps are, you know, 3 corridors and that's it. And like Battle Royale, like its entire DNA structure is built around big maps, exploration for supplies, and a massive amount of players that slowly converge and whittle down.
Yep.
And none of the ideas work in a Call of Duty setting. It's small maps. It is usually, I would say, you know, not team based. It's normally lone wolf, which does work in itself, but that's only like one thing checked off on the list. Yep. Like I don't see Call of Duty transitioning at all to this game mode.
I agree with you. I have 2 buddies who are pretty hardcore into Call of Duty, and I cannot get them to play Fortnite because it's too slow paced for them. Fortnite is too slow paced for them. So I don't see them ever gravitating towards the battle royale genre because they can't respawn. There's no respawn button.
Yeah.
You know, they want that instant respawn, die, kill somebody, die again, kill somebody, die again, respawn. And let me ask you guys this. How do you guys feel about paying for battle royale style games, because I feel like Fortnite has really gained traction, and it's become this huge snowball avalanche type of game, in part because it's free to play, right? Anybody that has a console, anybody, I mean, they've really got to give credit to them, because they've really made a big effort to give it to anybody that has any kind of platform, including mobile now, to play the game, to get their hands on this game. And I think that's what's really grown this game as well.
You know, this whole thing that really boggles my fucking mind is the amount of money that people are paying for cosmetic items in a fucking video game blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say though, GTA Online's doing the same thing.
I agree. I totally fucking agree. I mean, I never bought a shark card, and I never will. So
I have. I'll admit it. I have.
I mean, some of this shit is fucking cool. I mean, neat to have, and that's what turned me off of it. As you know, back in the day, whenever people were getting modded money, I was one of the lucky ones. I got a bunch of modded money one night, just randomly. Everyone in the lobby just got fucking like a bunch of millions of dollars thrown at them. I'm like, cool. So I had like, you know, couple apartments and garages full of fucking supercars because I had unlimited money basically because I couldn't spend it fast enough. But then once they came in and they done the big sweep and took everybody's modded money away, I still had my shit, but then I had no more money to buy cool shit, and I wasn't buying shark cards, and grinding was a big thing. But Fortnite has made all their money off cosmetic items, and it blows me away that people will buy. And I'm scared to ask Uber how much money you've spent on it, but I mean, unless you're you know. What's that kid's name? The fucking guy with the green hair on fucking Twitch.
Ninja.
Yeah.
Ninja.
Unless you're that fucking doofus, how much are you making off Fortnite for to dump all that money back into crazy cosmetic items? And like kids are like, this is one of the girls I work with. Her like younger brother, is like he also all wanted for Christmas was like fucking V-Bucks and shit. Like I'm like, what? Like they just want all these cards. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with these people?
But it's a game within the game, right? Like there's the whole mockery, the dancing on people and stuff.
You know, when I run up and I fucking smoke someone in a video game, the last thing I worry about is them seeing what I look like. And the same as someone kills me, I don't care what the motherfucker look. I'm pissed he killed me. I don't care. He's got a basketball net for an axe. He's dancing under a fucking disco ball. Like that to me is like whatever. It's just taunting and being a douche. Like, you know. Teabag for fuck's sakes. That's what you do. You don't dance around under a fucking disco ball. You teabag and keep moving.
But that's the reason they do it is because you get so mad about it. That's why they do it.
No, but I mean,
they're so smart because content creators, they're pushing their product, right? There's people buying those skins and dances, and they're doing cool shit on YouTube, and all the millions of kids are watching this, and they want to do the same stuff. I mean, it's so smart. It's so smart.
It's stealing money from little kids. And Uberyoutuber.
and their parents.
Well, like I said, it's just like crack for them, right? It's sad to me that this is what the fucking gaming industry is coming to, though. This is the problem. This goes right back to almost to the whole big argument about loot boxes and paying for cosmetics. It's like I'd rather have a fucking I'd rather pay for a fucking full game and get all my content and then just, you know, whatever. But then, well, here's a free game and here's $4 million worth of fucking content that everyone's jumping around with this flaming thing, this light up thing. It's like, holy shit, the game is more about dressing up your character than actually playing the game for some people.
Yeah, but I mean,
it boggles my mind.
I don't really have a problem with people or with games offering cosmetics for real money. I mean,
I don't either.
I find it stupid, but they're gonna make their own choice, right? Where I get the issue from is when it comes to like pay to win. That's where it's really stupid.
Same.
Like cosmetics
we all absolutely unite on that.
Yeah,
and that's the difference between a game like Fortnite and a game like Madden Ultimate Team or FIFA Ultimate Team. You know, the cards actually on those games do make a difference in how you perform on the field. And I will tell you, I've spent hundreds of dollars on Fortnite, but I will also say that I've probably gamed hundreds of hours of Fortnite without ever spending a dime. So there's that too. I mean, I do appreciate a free game. This is definitely the only, this is the game, the I don't even know how to say this. This is the most time I've ever spent playing a free game and enjoying myself. And yes, I did end up spending money, but I've probably played for 100 hours before I ever even dropped $1 into Fortnite.
I don't know.
So
I get it. I guess, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I guess I'm sitting back going, I know of better things I'd ever spend my money on than buying a flash and emblem for my fucking Fortnite player. Like it just boggles my mind. And this is where they're like, I mean, it's cool that they're making money. It's cool they're making content, and they're, you know, they're listening to the fans, and they're doing the right thing. They're checking all those boxes for now. But my thing is after you're all said and done, and this game no longer is the shit, are you going to be happy that you spent $4,000 on cosmetics in a game that you're no longer playing? Like it's you know, I mean, that's it just, I'm like, it just, I was sitting there going, fucking hell, crazy are people? It's like it's like it's crack. It's an addiction.
But I look at the EA games, and being a sports gamer, how many hundreds, not thousands of dollars I've spent on Maddens.
I know,
and just
dude.
getting a roster update every year. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, I spent money on fucking MLB The Show, which I don't fucking play anymore because fuck those guys. It's like it's pay to win. It's fucking pay to win games. It's like I'm done. You know, like I don't want to play online with everybody who's got, like, you know, because the guy's got a unlimited credit card. He can just buy all the fucking top cards, and I'm going online against him. Yeah, I know it's skill involved as well. But if the guy's got, you know, all the top players, you got a better chance of hitting home runs every pitch than I do with my rated 64 and 74 players because, you know, I can't afford to buy them, right? So,
and that's where it's pay to win,
right?
Rather than, you know, if you have a generic Fortnite skin or the super duper disco ball, you got the same chance,
right?
You know, at least at least you have that.
Like I said, I just personally, I just sit back and I go, holy fuck, like that seems just outlandish to me that people will spend that kind of money on cosmetics in a video game. Like I said, I got no problem with cosmetics when you pay, you know, for what you're getting, and you know what you're getting, that's fine. But yeah, man, like this is, it's
absurd. It is absurd. Like if you look at the last 10 years and how people are spending their money in games. I mean, before it was really just whatever the price was, $60 for a game, and that was it, right? I mean, that was your final cost, and you would play it as long as you want to, and that would be it. But now, and that's where I have a problem with these battle royale modes now in Call of Duty and they better be freaking good if I'm gonna be, because I know there's gonna be some people spending $60 just for those modes, and that's where I have a problem with. They better be good. They better be good. Unless it's people like us who play Battlefield anyways, right? You're going to buy it, and then you're going to just hop in and check it out. But I wonder how many people are actually going to be new users buying these games for $60, expecting a really incredible Battle Royale mode. You know, it better be good.
Yeah. Like we said, though, I mean, this is the gaming trend right now. You know, we can rage all about it, but this is the current big thing, you know, and you know, 15 years ago, we'd buy the game, you know, and we might get a patch or two, but that was the product that you got. And then 10 years ago, it became, you know, they'd make sequels pretty rapidly, you know, and then we started seeing every year they started releasing games and
DLC,
you know,
season
passes. 5 to 10 years ago, it was expansion packs that we would buy separately, and then season passes worked their way in. And, you know, we're now starting to slowly transition into quote unquote live service games, and most of those have failed miserably.
Yep.
But I would say that Fortnite is a success story in both the Battle Royale mode and in live service because, goddamn, do they update shit quick. Yeah. You know, you got to give them that too.
Well, I mean, they know if they stop, what's going to happen is the gravy train's going to dry up pretty fast. You know, they know it. They know it. They're not stupid. I mean, they know what they got, and the reason what they're doing is the fact is if they don't, they know that the next hot thing could just be around the corner, and 1 week and no updates or 2 weeks or whatever it is where they fail at something that all the kids, you know, are going to jump off and go play whatever else is the hot topic, right? So, I mean, they're smart. I mean, I'm not going to take any away from them what they're doing. I mean, they're making money hand over fucking fist. They're making it faster than they can spend it, you know. But, I mean, it's the phenomenon. It's like the GTA 5 comment. It's an enigma on itself. But eventually it's going to turn into, oh, I don't play Fortnite anymore. I play, you know, this over here, or I play that over there, or
Right.
Battle Royale sucks now, no one plays it. Like that's what's gonna happen. It's like the Call of Duty, right? Before the Call of Duty was it. Everyone fucking played it. Everyone was Call of Duty was it. Was the best. That's all everyone played, talked about. Now it's like, I mean, yeah, it has its ups and downs, but Call of Duty is not like it used to be. Not even close.
No.
So I
No.
mean, like battle royale games are going to follow the same path, I do believe, unless a few companies really take off and do something unbelievable with it, where the gameplay is what battle royale should have been from the start. So
Yeah, I think Battle Royale has definitely reached its apex. I think we're going to be on the decline from here on out, really. And like I said, I don't expect any success from the Call of Duty version of it. I really don't have much hope for Battlefield one either, because like I said, I don't want to see it in the franchise. It doesn't make sense to me unless they can do it in a way that naturally blends in with other game modes that you're playing.
Right.
If they can do it that way, then it's not gonna be battle royale. It'll be a hybrid, thing. And another game that we saw that was released this past year was Hunt Showdown. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that game is kind of a blend of a few things.
did it
So
actually get
it's
released yet?
I think so.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
I'm almost positive.
okay.
I mean, we can double check it afterwards, and maybe I'm a liar, but I'm pretty sure it got released. But either way, I mean, with that game, it's a blend of several things. It's somewhat a battle royale version of like you're fighting against other people randomly on this map, but it's also kind of taking some pages from Evolve, to where you hunt this monster as a team, and then it blends with fighting other players, and you have got to escape the map. And I mean, it's a weird hybrid, and it's an example for me of somewhat, some more creativity though. But as far as like a pure battle royale, I don't think we're going to see another big success story. I think PUBG was the big one. Fortnite was the free to play, version that was friendly and accessible because it was free. They're making money hand over fist because cosmetics, but I don't think that that's going to last. And eventually, like Panther keeps saying, people are going to look at their checkbook or their bank account and realize that $500 spent on glittery gold shit in a virtual game is not a good way to go. Eventually, it's just going to be too much for people. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't see it going anywhere else really after this.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna take someone doing something like that one. It's called, I think it's called Maverick. I'd have to look it up. I get an email on a while ago where they're looking like 1,000 players. Like they got big dreams for what they're gonna do with
Wow.
this game. So I mean, like yeah, I mean something like that could totally turn it on its heel. But like Baker said, it's not gonna cater to the Fortnite crowd because it's not gonna it's not it's the hardcore realm of it. Other than the more cartoony, more user friendly base that Fortnite is. And that
Right.
game Hunt Showdown is out. Yeah, it came out in February.
Okay.
I didn't think it did.
There's also
I thought it was not out yet. That game's interesting, but it's also going to be because of the fact that the PvP element is the people that have more time to play and rank up are going to be always winning. So
there's also a game called Darwin Project that just launched on Xbox One for free. Relaunched, I guess.
Huh.
Apparently, they charged people for it a few months back, and now it relaunched as a free-to-play game.
Got him.
Which I think in this genre, I think that's the move. If you were to make one right now, especially trying to come into it right now, you would make it free to play and just kind of follow the Fortnite blueprint.
I guess. I
I mean,
mean, that transitions us actually pretty well that you said that. Um, I think
I try.
we about hit all that we could with the battle royale discussion. So we can roll right into the what did we play. So this week um, we couldn't all make it here. Uber was MIA, but the other three of us were able to get together for a few rounds, and we played Cuisine Royale. So it's topical. That's why we picked it. It's also free to play. It's still being developed like actively. Over the last couple of weeks, they added the option to play duos and squads. When I had played it for the first time a few weeks ago, it was only solo mode. So I mean, it's still very much in active development now. But it was made as a joke originally, for you guys that don't know. So we hopped on there. There's a video version that you're about to watch if you're watching the video on YouTube here, if you're watching and listening to us. The video is going to show up here in a second. But this is just going to be video from Panther and myself because Fatty's footage was lost. He had squirrels in his PC at the time, so they just tore it up, and we don't have video from Fatti. So we're gonna show you guys a shorter clip, just some highlights, and then the long version will be on our channel, just as a separate video, so you can see the full thing. So take a look at that video here now and enjoy. Oh, I can't pick up the saw blade. What good is this? Oh, I picked up irresistible sausages, guys. We're set.
Oh my god.
There's appetizing buns over here. So those, if any food item works as like a med kit. Fatti, you're all the way over there, man. Holy crap.
Yeah.
We gotta stick together, man.
Need to find a weapon.
Yeah, that too.
And some goddamn clothes.
This is gonna be prison.
Oh my
ship
god, there's so much
simulator.
food right here.
What?
Whoa.
Food.
Poignant ham. Tough
Whoa.
Cuban cigar.
Um,
Okay, we need to find
Like a
something.
nourishing
Also, M is the map. Whoa, we're dead center. We got plenty of time.
are there guns in this game? Or am I supposed to
Yeah.
beat
Oh,
someone
yeah.
to death with my sausage?
I got a pan to put on my head.
Well, that's awesome. And an IV bag. What the hell? What the hell is that?
Oh, I found an MP18.
Buttocks
Yeah.
protection. I
There
found
you
buttocks protection. I got a waffle maker on my ass. All right, game of the year. I found a Browning.
Hey, there you go.
Need cover!
At least I got a gun.
I think I hear somebody in front of me, guys. Guys,
Yeah.
Fatti, I need you over here. There's definitely somebody in this building right here in front of us.
Okay. I just heard a door shut.
Yeah. And right clicking.
Left.
I'm down. Shit.
Oh my.
Holy crap.
Responding back to back. We're kind of inside each other there for a second.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. What a good start to the game.
Loot box.
What?
Loot box.
You found a loot box?
Yeah.
What the
Bunch of
hell?
food.
What the hell?
Oh, I got some glasses.
Ooh, look at you going.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is going to be the weirdest swimming party that anyone's ever been invited to.
What's what you got? Was that a little bag on your wrist? Is that
Here.
what that
Yeah,
is?
I got a little bag.
And
Just a
so
little
does
purse.
Fatty. That's
Here, get in the
hilarious.
car.
Oh, we're moving up in the world.
I'm in the back.
God. We're moving somewhere in the world. There's no way out of here. It's closed in. Hang on, I'll go out the gate. Oh god, these physics.
Here, I can. There.
Oh god, this thing handles like shit. Player. Two of them to the southwest.
Gone. Got him.
I'm throwing a grenade at his body. Don't move.
Yeah, he's
They got a
dead.
vehicle.
Oh, no,
my
I'm in
God,
his car.
Fatti, you got in it. Panther, I got a guy on me. I need
Me
help.
too.
I killed him.
Nice. Gonna take some health. You still in the car with him, Fatty?
No, I'm trying to get him. He's up on the bunker. Oh my god, he's got bunny shoes.
Oh, I fucking smoked the bitch! Midair!
Nice.
Midair! Get dunked on. Get dunked on.
Okay, so that was Cuisine Royale. We had a good time, right?
Oh, certainly. It was a blast.
Yeah.
and I think that again with the accessibility, that's a huge thing because I would not have paid for this game, and I know you guys wouldn't have either.
God, no, wouldn't have paid a dime for it. I would expect them to pay me to play it, you know. But I'll give them props to these guys. They took the game engine from the game like Enlist. Is that what it was?
Enlisted.
Yeah, Enlisted, and yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. They like the graphics. I mean, it's better than PUBG at launch. You know,
Yeah.
Like we talked a bit about it in the clips you saw, and like I said, there's a comedy aspect of wearing a colander on your head, and I had a fucking waffle maker as butt protection, like that, like yes, okay, it's stupid, it's cartoony type of deal, but
Walking around holding an IV,
yeah, or
Yeah.
instead of a backpack in a shopping bag, like it was just fucking hilarious, and I mean it took the big edge off of what is kind of like a hardcore shooter, but the shooting mechanics are good. Like it didn't feel cartoony. It didn't feel like it was bad. It was I actually liked the game, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it as well. I mean, I definitely couldn't knock it against PUBG, other than obviously the current state of development, and that's just because PUBG's had so much more time. But because Royale for a game that was made as a joke, to look and play as good as it does is almost another joke. Like, hey, we're gonna just fuck around and play this game, or develop this game, and here it is, haha, isn't it funny? But it's actually better than like how many other games that are like dead serious.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
I played it on a stream by myself. I didn't get a chance to play with you guys, but I played it maybe a week prior to you guys on my own. And yeah, I had a good time. I mean, free to play, like you guys were saying, I probably wouldn't have paid for this, especially looking at the screen and the description of the game. I probably wouldn't have paid money for it, but once I saw it for free, okay, I'll give it a shot, and I had a good time. And like Panther was saying, it's hilarious. I mean, you start acquiring items and you start lugging around pans and waffle makers and IVs. And it just looks
like
ridiculous.
when we were playing, we had all been geared up, by searching, a dozen houses or so, and we try to meet out in the courtyard, next to the houses, and all I hear is it sounds like tin cans on a string just rattling, and that's all of us just moving.
It was so funny. I was running through the field and had an oxygen tank strapped to my leg. It was just so funny. Like,
it's hilarious.
But the gunplay.
Then once you get into the end game, it's actually okay. Like you kind of hunker down, you start getting serious, and it played solid, like it played good. I felt
just like PUBG. Yeah, yes. I rolled right into just like automatically and like instinctively I rolled into like, okay, we're playing as a squad, look out to the west, and I was getting into it, like you can't help yourself. But the first few minutes of the game, especially right now, because it's still in very early development and it's obviously not getting the full attention that like a AAA title would have. They're very slowly. There's probably like 2 guys on the weekend just having a beer and like, what should we put in this game? Yeah, a waffle maker butt guard.
Yeah,
they're not seriously putting too much effort into this, but they are adding stuff, which is awesome. But right now it's got low player counts. When we joined in, now I don't know like kilometer wise how big the map is or comparatively to PUBG, but the map is fairly large. But there was only 28 people. And we were 3 of them. So like 10% of the map was our crew. So there's a good 5 to 10 minute section of screwing around and laughing at each other and the stuff that we have on, before it gets serious. And then after that, yeah, it's still fun. So like it's a great time for a free to play title. This is awesome.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
it's got that comedy aspect. Really, just for me, is like I want to play it again because it's just funny. And yeah, and I mean, like and even though it is kind of gets serious when the gunplay goes on, I mean, it doesn't seem as, I don't know, as bad when you die. Like it's like, oh, I'm dead, but whatever. But yeah, but I had a waffle maker on my ass. Like, I was carrying a grocery bag, and it's
and
like,
I think that's a benefit of the levity of it. Like.
Yeah.
We don't take it as seriously, so it's not as stressful. It's more of a relaxed, casual, good time. It's I think a perfect blend of the Fortnite comedy battle royale and the PUBG serious battle royale.
yeah,
Those
yeah,
they're extremely separate, but they're obviously going to be introducing more customization and more wacky items, and it's only going to get funnier the more stuff that they add into this. But the core gunplay is still extremely solid. The squad system works right now. As soon as they introduced it, it's not buggy like PUBG is.
exactly.
How much would you pay for a Hamilton Beach waffle maker in game Cryptic content? Like an unlockable item.
$0.
I want like the what is it called? Where like the ammo strip that's across my chest. I want that of like little Keurig cups.
or turkey drumsticks. And
I would pay 10 cents for that.
Yeah, I could probably muster up a quarter, for something that funny, Yeah.
But right there, I mean, there's the money value.
Yeah. just so I can run around with fucking turkey legs as a belt, or as a gun belt. Yeah, as an ammo belt. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was surprised. I thought it was going to be utter trash, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be anything at all. But yeah, like I said, it was lots of laughs. It was fun.
Yeah, and as I'm thinking about it, like we're talking about it right now, and like I want to play it, and I can't help but think and wander down that path of like what could they add? Like I'd love to be able to put like different like non-matching socks on my hands as sock puppets, but like have everything still look the same. Like
Right.
But it would play the same. It would just be cosmetic. I'd have hand puppets.
Maybe have it like a mixer as a weapon, just like a dough mixer, just.
Baker Cosmetics? Okay, I would buy this. I think so.
Wooden spoon instead of a knife.
I want my chef hat too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, it just the ridiculous of it just definitely makes it casual, but like
it's
I said,
very endearing.
Yeah, and the gunplay just being, like I said, they grabbed the good game engine because the game looks good. Like we mentioned, the grass in it and the water and the lighting effects are really good. It's like what the hell am I playing? I'm wearing a fucking waffle maker ass cover and a colander on my head, and I'm like enjoying myself.
Dude, the mechanics are solid. You don't feel cheated. In gunfights, you don't feel cheated like it's glitching or anything. It feels solid.
Yeah, one of my first impressions when I loaded into the game, and I like my first 2 minutes to 5 minutes, the whole time I'm like, this game has no business looking this good. What the fuck?
No, it doesn't. Not for what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
There's no reason right now that this plays better than PUBG and it looks better. Like this is ridiculous.
And like I said, in the food items for your health, it's like, appetizing buns. What was it?
Yeah. Irresistible sausage.
Poignant ham. Then you get a cigar, sunglasses, and shit. It's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it's too fun. Anyone that hasn't tried it, definitely jump on Steam and pick it up because it's hilarious. I recommend it.
And it's free.
Yeah,
and you can't lose.
Exactly. Unless you gotta pay for it, unless you're on your bandwidth limit or something. But yeah, it's free to play on Steam. So yeah, like pick the fucking thing up and laugh your ass off.
Yeah. So we're 2 weeks in a row where we get the full endorsement from all the guys here at Beyond the Controller, for sure.
4 thumbs up. Four thumbs
Now
up, Fatty's
that just
ass.
sounds good. I just pictured one hand with 4 thumbs. Like, what the, 4 thumbs up.
What the hell? Mutant.
Oh man. All right. So anyways, that's gonna wrap this podcast up. We're here just past the hour mark. Yeah, anything that you guys think we missed, any discussion points you want to add, anything that you guys want to throw in, any questions, whatever, just leave a comment on the YouTube page here as well. You can hit us on Twitter. In the description of the video here, all of our information is listed. The single article that we talked about is going to be linked as well. And again, if you guys haven't checked out Cuisine Royale, like we said, it's free to play. It's a ton of fun and it's funny. It's got no business being any of those things, but somehow it pulls it off in stellar fashion. So thank you guys so much for listening, for watching the clip, and for sticking around this whole podcast with us. And we'd like to thank you, from every one of us here. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time. Wow, nobody's going to say goodbye but me. All right, guys.
Well, last time I was the only one who said anything.